Gluten. It's a word that seems to spark controversy in today's health and diet discussions. While it's a common ingredient in many foods, there's growing concern over its effects on health. But what exactly is gluten, and why do some people believe it's something to be wary of? Sit tight and let us explore what is wrong or could be wrong with gluten, who should avoid it, and why gluten-free diets have become such a widespread trend. Gluten is a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye. It plays a crucial role in the structure and texture of many foods, particularly in baking. Gluten gives dough its elasticity, helps it rise, and gives bread its chewy texture. In other words, gluten is what makes your favorite bread, pasta, and pastries so enjoyable. However, for some people, gluten isn't just another harmless ingredient. It can be the source of significant health problems. While gluten is harmless for most people, it can cause serious issues for certain individuals. The most well-known problem associated with gluten is celiac disease, an autoimmune disorder where ingesting gluten leads to damage in the small intestine. But celiac disease isn't the only concern. There's also non-celiac gluten sensitivity, NCGS, a condition where people experience discomfort after eating gluten, even though they don't have celiac disease. Additionally, some people have a wheat allergy, which can cause allergic reactions to wheat proteins, including gluten. For those with celiac disease, gluten is a real problem. When someone with celiac disease consumes gluten, their immune system attacks the lining of the small intestine, damaging tiny structures called villi. These villi are crucial for nutrient absorption, so when they're damaged, the body can't absorb nutrients properly. This can lead to a range of symptoms, from digestive issues like diarrhea and bloating to more systemic problems like anemia, fatigue, and joint pain. The only way to manage celiac disease is by following a strict gluten-free diet. Another issue related to gluten is non-celiac gluten sensitivity. People with NCGS don't have celiac disease, but they still experience symptoms like bloating, abdominal pain, and fatigue after eating gluten. Unlike celiac disease, NCGS doesn't cause damage to the intestines, but it can still lead to significant discomfort. The exact cause of NCGS is still unclear, and the condition is somewhat controversial, but for those who suffer from it, avoiding gluten is necessary to feel better. There are individuals who have wheat allergy, which can cause allergic reactions when they consume wheat. This is different from celiac disease and NCGS in that it's an allergic reaction rather than an immune response to gluten specifically. Symptoms can range from mild, like hives, to severe, like anaphylaxis, and the treatment is to avoid wheat entirely, which also means avoiding gluten. Given the problems gluten can cause for some, it's no surprise that gluten-free diets have become popular. But recently, gluten-free eating has surged in popularity among people who don't have celiac disease, NCGS, or a wheat allergy. Many believe that going gluten-free can lead to better health, improved digestion, and increased energy. Novak Djokovic, one of the greatest tennis players ever, is one popular person who makes no secret about the lack of gluten in his diet. In his 2014 book, Serve to Win, Djokovic wrote, "Suddenly there was an X factor, a change in my diet that allowed my body to perform the way it was meant to." Just like many controversial topics, there's a lot of debate about whether gluten-free diets are actually beneficial for the general population. Some argue that gluten-free diets can help reduce inflammation and improve overall well-being, while others point out that there's little scientific evidence to support these claims. In fact, for people without a gluten-related disorder, gluten is a nutritious part of the diet, and cutting it out may lead to nutrient deficiencies. So, what's wrong with gluten? For people with celiac disease, NCGS, or a wheat allergy, gluten can cause serious health problems, and avoiding it is essential. But for most people, gluten isn't harmful and can be part of a healthy diet. The real issue might not be gluten itself, but rather the way gluten-containing foods are processed and consumed. Highly processed foods that contain gluten are often low in nutrients and high in unhealthy fats and sugars, which can contribute to health problems. For those considering a gluten-free diet, it's important to weigh the pros and cons of gluten. Gluten-free products are often lower in fiber, iron, and B vitamins, and they can be higher in sugar and fat. Eliminating gluten can also make it harder to eat a balanced diet, especially if it means cutting out whole grains like wheat, barley, and rye, which are important sources of fiber and other nutrients. Before making any major changes to your diet, especially cutting out gluten, it's crucial to consult with a healthcare professional to ensure it's the right choice for you. If you found this video informative, please consider helping me by giving it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on health and nutrition.